It's my pleasure to be speaking with both Neontenic and Rei Kennex on the show tonight. Hello to you both, and thank you for joining us on our Cyberpunk-themed episode. How are you?
Hey. Hello. Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you.
Doing great. Thank you for having us today.
So Rei, as someone in the cosplay world myself, and also a big fan of music, I have to say that your cosplay is amazing. And so is your voice.
Thank you.
So which of these avenues came first for you? And also, how did you end up doing the vocals on the track Night Shooter with Neontenic?
Well, music came long before cosplay. Actually, music was my pathway to a creative career, so to say, because before that I was doing something way more serious, international relations. And music was that thing that opened the doors for me to pursue all of these artistic things. And cosplay actually came into my life when I moved to Los Angeles to pursue filmmaking. So they happened simultaneously 4 years ago, and I've never stopped since then. Now it's a huge part of my life. This project with Neon Tonic is one of those unexpected things that I'm so thankful for. It happened so randomly. We met in a Cyberpunk group online on Instagram that had nothing to do with music, and I guess he found out that I was a musician and a songwriter, and he reached out to me and offered this collaboration, and I was blown away by the music that he does. Even though I love synthwave, but I've never done a track like that, so it was a new challenge for me, and of course I had to say yes, and now you can hear the result, and I hope you like it. I had so much fun working on it. I think it's an insanely talented producer, and something that he does is such a contribution to Cyberpunk community, especially to the synthwave lovers.
Neontenic, both the original version and the Dawn version of this track, with your signature amazing sound and Rei's vocals, really work so perfectly. Not to mention this is your first official vocal release. So, can you tell me more about how this project came to be?
Yeah, it was some time that I wanted to release a song track, and when my album started to see the light, I started to think about a singer, and the choice was really easier than I thought, because I was following Rei for a long time on Instagram, and already in the past we wrote often. She was really enthusiastic about my proposal when I asked her to sing a track for me, and she immediately started with a lot of dedication and a lot of passion to work on this project. And I think she did a really great job, and the result is very pleasant to me. Just my opinion.
Now, what inspires you both most about this world? And where do you see the future of music in the age of technology?
That's a great question, actually. You know, right now there's so much going on in a digital space, artistically as well, that it's hard to keep up with everything. Technologies are just leaping with lightning speed. But one thing for sure, if you have ever seen what AI can create right now, it's mind-boggling. So for me, it's very curious to see where the music will go. AI will definitely be involved in creating music, and not just those synth pads or something like that, but also the actual pieces of art, actual music, and together with the human brain, when the digital computer brain will work, it's a perfect synergy. I'm so excited to see what it's going to look like, what that artificial mind will create, and I hope one day I'll be able to participate in a project like that when I can collaborate with a computer and create something new. I think that's going to be very exciting.
Yeah, since I was a child, I have always been a really big fan of science fiction, and cyberpunk culture always give me a lot of inspiration in my music, in my art expression. I can tell you that in my new upcoming album, Neon brings more than ever in the past. After my trip to Japan last year, I really felt the need to recreate a soundtrack for a hypothetical trip to Tokyo to the Tokyo of the future of 2085, and like in my previous album, Synth Monster, I imagined a story, and I started to create music as the soundtrack of this story. In Neo Prince, the protagonist is Kazuhiko. He is a photographer. He's a night shooter. This is the term, the insider term for a cyberpunk photographer. About the future, I think that a lot of music will go in this direction in the near future, because a game we are waiting for, Cyberpunk 2077, will heavily affect the imagination of many musicians.
Now, Ray, I know you have some acting experience under your belt. And Neon Tonic, you play piano beautifully. So I was wondering, do either of you have any plans to bring your talents into the world of film in the future?
Yes, filmmaking is my main career right now. That's something I'm most focused on. And soundtrack writing comes along with that, because I like to explore all aspects of filmmaking, including songwriting and just scoring, creating. So yes, my last EP actually was written specifically for film and TV, and I love exploring soundtracks, because to me, it's not just telling a personal story, it's also telling a story of the world, of the character, and it can give you a new perspective. If you're watching a movie and the soundtrack's just right, it's like layering all of these nuances, concepts, thoughts, feelings. It's just a way more complex process for me, and I love just burying myself in all of this metaphysics. So yes, I'm very excited about creating not only my own films, but also soundtrack music, and hoping for more collaborations in that realm, because it's something that's very exciting for me.
Wow, ElecTrish, thank you. Of course, it would be great to participate in the soundtrack of a movie. And for now, I can tell you that I've received some requests for video game soundtracks, for YouTube channels music, Twitch channels too. But making something for a movie would be extraordinary for me, because I'm really cinema addicted. But I can tell you that this track that I made with Rei won't be the last track together, and it would be great to make some new music for a movie, for example, and working together for a soundtrack would be really cool, and I hope to do this in the future.
Thank you to both Rei Kennex and Neon Tonic for being with me on Static Realms Music Hour. Be sure to check out their single, Night Shooter. Both the original and Dawn version are streaming everywhere. And also, Neon Tonic's new album, Neon Prince, drops in December.